Hello. Yeah. Welcome with my talk about the new possibilities in online editing of open document, and I added interoperability. I'm trying to give a nice overview of the things that have been developed over the past year, roughly. So all the new features that have been added by a lot of developers, hardworking people, to give the new platform, the new working. Yes. This works. About me, a lot of things. On the right is the interesting thing, my private life, which is busy. On the left, the business thing, which is interesting too, with OpenOffice, LibreOffice since 2004, all kind of voluntary stuff, and an own company, and since 2019, last year, part-time, helping collaborate with marketing. And it also has to do with how the things change in marketplace. My business mostly is helping with training, with desktop stuff, and since we see that the world, people move to online work, that has influence on my activity as well. Which button? So, I have some sections, general, writer, text files, spreadsheets, and just mentioning all nice features. Of course, this is not really new, but it has been improved, is about tracking changes, commenting, handling comments. That has been nicely improved in the LibreOffice Collabora Online. The next thing, that's the formatting of bullets. It has been made possible to get a lot of dialogues visible, and so that gives all kind of features that are available in desktop, also available in online. Another thing that has been realized, and this is one of the examples that I'm going to show, it's the sidebar, which in LibreOffice desktop and also in online has an enormous amount of settings that you can do. So in this case, it's a shape that is selected, and you have the colors, and you have also a custom color picker that is available in online nowadays. User interface, it has nice new cleaner toolbars. Another thing, talking about online and document editing, of course we prefer to work with open document, but quite often we have to do with Microsoft Office files. And this is an example of a Microsoft Office file that's just loaded in Collabora Online, and you can do a save as, and you can save it as an open document file. And you see, if you load that same file, it just looks similar, apart from the fact that in this case there's a table selected, etc. But it just works. So our tooling also is a bridge between the open standard and the Microsoft file format, sort of. Next thing that has been nicely improved is easier, is the handling of images, shapes that are selected online. You can easily turn them. You see when you start to turn them, it indicates how the result is. And on the right, indeed, there is how it works then. The next section is a bunch of items that has been improved in working with text files. Tables. if a table is activated, you see the markers for the rows and the columns. You can drag them. It's easy to work with. And on the left of the screen, you see the sidebar that also has a section for tables where you can work with rows and columns and things like that. Are there people here that work with tables in online documents now and then?
Tried and failed.
Sorry?
Tried and failed.
You tried and you failed, or the software failed?
Probably.
No, oh, that's exceptional. Okay, but it was the thing you tried was really complicated, or it was an early version, or maybe?
I think you're overestimating my talents. It wasn't complicated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting now that we talk about this. You see, there's and this is just a part that I've told and shown. There's an enormous amount of possibilities that people get online, and this application is also the base for the iOS version of Collabora and the new Android version. So there's a ton of possibilities that being added and that are useful to have. But I think when you have some speech work to do with huge documents, etc., the preferred platform, in any case for me, still is this one, just for being able to work faster. But still, it's great that when working together, you can handle tables. And oh yeah, there you see the various handles indicated. Table of contents. If there is a table of content, you can do a refresh so that it gets updated, but you can also do the setting, so adding the styles, adding extra lines, things like that. It's available online. Another interesting thing is text files often have sections that can be locked, that can be protected by passwords. In this case, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it's a docx file, a Microsoft X file, where you can add a protected section. And oh, welcome with your bicycle. And you can and you can simply handle these protected things that are available in the open document format and that are available in the Microsoft Office format. You can handle them in LibreOffice Collabora online, and so that means a great compatibility. There are applications out there that are saying they're extremely compatible, but basic stuff like protection and section, it doesn't exist there. But it is handled here. Another nice thing is the watermark, and also here you see the availability of a dialog, all kind of settings, so that you can tweak it to your needs. The next thing is about spreadsheets, which are often used. Also here, cell protection. If you try to change something that's protected, it will just fail and you will get notified. Data validation. Most people know it. Anyway, those people working with spreadsheet online, it's just available. And if you try things to do that are not allowed, again, you will be notified. Then page formatting of a spreadsheet, it can be tedious. There can be a lot of things that are needed to set. So general things, but also headers, footers, and as a last thing, how it is scaled, for example, when you do an export as PDF things. You can do it as if it is on the desktop. Then the conditional formatting, for example, this already is a bit longer existing. Maybe it has been extended, but in the toolbar you can choose various conditional formatting formats. They will be applied to the selection in the spreadsheet. I make a little side step. Paste special in spreadsheets, and that's nothing new, that's there already for a long time. Also allows you to do some special actions. For example, the number 30 here has been copied, and you do a paste special over the selection, and you can choose to subtract, excuse me. And so also online, the numbers will be changed. And then if you do conditional formatting in this example with data bars, you see that the possibilities are all available. Quite new in the spreadsheet is that you can now zoom somewhere between 60 and 100 or 200%, 180, 200%. That's much more convenient. And in spreadsheet, grouping of rows and columns to collapse stuff, it's interesting. There are still wishes out there, for example, to freeze the first row in the spreadsheet online. That's still on the wish list. So we're not fully there, but editing of charts, it's available both in the sidebar on the right. You see you can set properties, but you can also launch the dialogues to do various things. And the last thing for the spreadsheet is the formula editor, similar to as available on the desktop, but it allows you to choose formulas. It allows you to look into the structure, find errors, combine functions, etc. The next thing is what we are doing here. It's about presentations. Master slides. People here that work with presentations now and then, that know the use of master slides. Yeah. Okay. Master slide is basically a sort of page style in the presentation, and if you change a master slide, and the master slide also holds the formatting of the bullet lists, for example, and if you change a master slide, all the slides that have it applied will show the new formatting. Now, it's extremely convenient, of course, when you work online, that you also can use this functionality there. Also new is that in the side pane on the left, you can drag slides to a new position. So where initially, I think 2 years ago, a bit longer, when you gave presentations online, you had availability to show them, which is good, which is still there, and they show the slides, the slide transitions, for example. But that was mostly it. Yeah, you could do some text and some shaping, but now you have really the options to do a lot of formatting and working on your presentation. This is another thing, header and footer. And a last or nearly last thing is editing, of course, in the sidebar of charts, for example, and of shapes. And this is a nice thing with LibreOffice project photo and a picture of Collabora team. And these are mostly the features that I gathered. They come in LibreOffice code almost by itself, but not really. So it's always good to tell people how they can participate. What I understood from the presentation from Simon before here, and it's quite clear, it's always important for the health of open source software that there is money available for people who can maintain it, extend it, improve it, whatever. So that's one thing. The other thing is that people can just volunteer and look what they want to work on and where they can contribute. But on the Collabora.office website, there's a special page that explains how it works with code, LibreOffice Online, Collabora Online snapshots, where you can test. I really want to encourage people to take a look and see what is in it for themselves. What we also encourage is that organizations, especially the larger organizations that make use of the tooling, find some partner or some way to pay a little money for the use that they make, so that the people that work on the project also can have their salary that they need. And it helps to the project, of course, to be healthy and to be sustainable. And I have some URLs here about Collabora Online, about code to participate, and cgit free desktop.org at LibreOffice. There all the code is available as well. Thanks for your attention. Any questions, maybe? Suggestions? Yes, please.
So how is the Collabora office doing in the Netherlands? Is there any big government or is it the private institutions running it?
Yeah, I know there are various large organizations that use either Libre or Collabora.
So
but
it's a mixed environment.
Yeah. If you look at Collabora Office and LibreOffice, the most difference is the service you get, and that it's longer available, that you get special support, and if there are special patches and features, you will get them first as a customer. But in the end, in LibreOffice, in a different schedule, and without the support, but all code that is in Collabora is in LibreOffice as well. Yeah?
You can actually compare to Red ZOS.
I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly their schedule, but roughly you're right.
Yeah.
And yes, for the Netherlands, I worked there in this environment about 16 years now already, but it doesn't mean that I know everything that's ongoing. Still, you happen to talk with people either private or for a company, and you learn that they use it already for 5 years or whatever. How can you notice? So it's also freedom in the sense that people don't have to tell you when they download something and use it. Yeah? Okay. Thanks. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Can you use the Collabora in your own environment, or do you have to use your service?
No, there is, for example, code that you can install with a Docker image, and you can install it, and it's free to use up until 20 users. And then there's a message. Okay, you're using something that's for free, but it's not supposed to be used in larger environments. just for the etc. Yeah. Anything that I missed? Okay, thank you.